Like, I think your 20s matter big time.
Oh my God,
I think
yeah.
you better get your ass after it, okay? Like, look at Zuckerberg, Cuban, you, me. I made lots of money when I was young. I wanted to get rich young so I could enjoy shit as I was older.
Are you in your 20s and wondering what will happen to your career when you will be in 30s? Are you in your 20s and thinking that why few couples are living so good together while few are struggling? Are you in your 20s and seeing many other people switching their jobs very often and wondering why are they doing so? Are you in your 20s and you're thinking, why do I like few people so much? Why do I don't like few people so much? Are you in your 20s and you're still seeing that how could few people can become good at career, relationship, and overall mindset? If you're facing one or multiple of these problems, and if you're in 20s, then this video is going to be very helpful for you, especially the last question, which are the top 3 pillars of living a very balanced life. I'm going to answer that question at the end of this video. Hello everyone, my name is Ramkrishna Tamboli and welcome to Fitness to Fulfillment channel. Today we will be doing a book review. So with the help of this book called Defining Decade 20-something, written by Meg J, we'll try to answer all the above questions that I mentioned. So this is how the format is going to be for today's video. Firstly, we'll look at why have I started reading this book and how have I started reading this book. Secondly, we'll look at some of the statistics which will let us know that how much effort is needed to complete this book. Number 3 is that we will look at top 5 lessons that I learned from this book, which eventually will solve all the 5 questions that I discussed earlier. And number 4 is I will tell you about the recommendation and the summary of this specific video. So without any delay, let's get started with the video. Back in 2022, I was watching this video from one of the Indian entrepreneur called Ankur Warikoo. He was telling the 10 books that you can give it a read in 2022. And one of them was Defining Decade, especially for those who were in their 20s. That time, I had only 3 years left to finish my 20s. So I said, like, this has to be the first book that I should read now. And I read that book immediately. After reading that book, I got to know that whatever have I done before and whatever I'm going to do further is something aligned with that book's methods. So no big shifts were needed at that point of time. This book was published in 2012. So this is a mid or a millennial generation book. But I would consider the examples which are given in this book are targeted towards any generation. So they are quite relevant and general examples. The total book size is 272 pages. So if you read like me for 30 to 45 minutes per day, you can finish this book in 13 to 18 days with a rate of 20 pages per day. Now let's start with the top 5 lessons that I learned from this book. Let's start with the first question, which was that, are you in your 20s and wondering that what is going to happen to your career when you will be in 30s? So there is a very famous line that is said from this book, which says that you cannot take out a magic or magical career out of a hat when you will be in 30s. You have to start in your 20s. And I consider that as relatively true, because what it ultimately says is that you have to decide that what you're going to do for at least next 20 years in your 20s. Because whatever career path that you're going to take would ultimately turn into ones that you're going to take for next 20 years. Obviously, you can change your career paths in your 20s. There is not much scope to do that when you will be in 30s. If I give you my example, then I completed my engineering when I was 20. I did my electrical engineering, by the way. But I got a job in an IT company as a software developer. Now, the work that I was doing over there contributed or coming only from 5% of what I learned during my engineering. I did a job for 3 years. Then I went on to do my MBA. After MBA, I became a business consultant. Now, being a business consultant, the work that I was doing, or the work that I was doing, only had 1% of the learning that I had during my engineering, which was mostly about the communication. So if you could see my shift, this is how I have changed my career. And what I'm doing right now in last 4 years is something that I like to do. But to come to that path, I had to experience and do certain different things. And it is okay because now I have to go deeper to what I'm doing when I'll be going in my 30s. Now let's talk about question number 2. Question number 2 says that, are you in your 20s and see that few couples who are in their 20s struggling while few couples are doing very good? Now, to take on this question, I can use a small paragraph from this book which says that couples who live together first before getting into marriage usually suffer something called as cohabitation effect. It's a sociologist phenomenon which says that if they do such way, then they are more likely to either not getting married or gonna get separated, or even if they get married, they're gonna get a divorce. Now, this is the problem because as per cohabitation effect, the standards that we have as live-in partners are lower compared to the standards that we have as a spouse or a marriage. Now, there is a bit of tweak to this phenomenon which is mentioned in this book, is that if you got engaged to that person and you have socially and publicly accepted that person as your spouse, then you will not suffer the cohabitation effect. So the simple advice about this question or about this lesson that this book gives is that if you want to live together as a partner, then mentally and socially accept that person as a partner. Now let's talk about the third question or the third lesson. Are you in your 20s and wondering why certain people in their 20s change job often? Now there is something that this book also tells us, that the people who are in their 20s, their active amygdala, which is a small part of the brain, always signals them that by changing the job, you would change the feelings. So for example, if I had to put this in a simple way, is that if you're in your 20s and you are feeling depressed or you're feeling low or no novelty is being present in your life, if you feel like that after every certain years, you're more likely to switch the job. If not switch the job, you might change the nature of the job, or you might also change the place of the job, which eventually would be your attempt to bring a novelty in your life. Now let's talk about the fourth question. Are you in your 20s and wondering why certain people, you like certain set of people while you don't like certain set of people? Now for this one, author McJ says that people always like similar set of personalities, or people like them. So two people who share similar things are more likely to understand each other. Now couples who have same socioeconomic status, same values, same intelligence, same attractiveness, same age, same ethnicity or religion are more likely to succeed in their relationship. And I kind of agree with these points. That's why I like those people who has similar habits like me, who has similar mindset like me, who has similar sense of humor, which is one of the most important things for me, and who also would like to live a similar life like me. Now let's talk about the last question, which is that if you are in your 20s and wondering why few people are always good at their life, their relationship and their career. Now as per this book, it says there is a very important line which is mentioned in this book, which says that people who have some control over their emotions may tend to have a greater life satisfaction, purpose, optimism, and a better career and relationship. Now this all comes under a part of emotional intelligence, is something that I call. For example, if you're feeling sad because you're not got what you wanted, or if you're feeling angry because you expected something from someone and it did not come true, so in those situations, trying to be calm and trying to control your emotions is something I call as emotional intelligence. So when you are in your 20s, you tend to get into such situations where you're going through a lot of changes in your life and you've not got a lot of experience in your life, which brings on these emotions. And in those emotions, if you try to stay calm and take a mindful decision, I think that would lead to a better life satisfaction and a better performance at all those three pillars that we talked about. So from my side, this book is recommended to all those people who are in their 20s. which means that aging from 20 till 29 or even 30. Now, in summary, I would like to tell that this book has given me so many valuable lessons which are implementable even when I read them today after 3 years. So I would recommend, please do give it a read, and do let me know in the comment box whatever we have discussed, the 5 lessons, which one is your favorite lesson or your favorite question from those 5. And thank you so much for today. See you in the next video. Until then, live a healthy and fulfilling life, and keep watching this informative content from my channel and keep sharing this with everyone. I would like to finish this video with one of my favorite quote from this book. It says that if you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home. Get out and get busy. Thank you.